Hello everyone. And welcome to me ranting for however long this video ends up being. This is a video that I've wanted to make for a while, and I've finally got round to making it. So first of all, what do I mean by forgotten member? These are basically members of K-pop groups who most of the time get little to no lines, small amounts of screen time or center time, and just generally treated like filler members despite having the potential to be so much more. I'm only going to use a few examples in this video, but that doesn't mean there aren't more members who get treated poorly by their company. In this video I'm going to be doing as the title says and defending these members, and also mainly ranting about why their treatment is unfair and why it should stop. So let's just get started. Vivi Gowon from Luna. Luna recently had a comeback with Paint the Town, and I and many others noticed the lack of lines and screen time members Vivi and Gowon got. In the end I made 2 videos compiling their screen time from the music video. Vivi's was 16 seconds and Gowon's was 23 seconds. And that's with me literally scouring the dance scenes with all members, and zooming in to try and find them. Without that they probably only got 5 seconds of screen time each, and that's at a generous stretch. And this isn't even mentioning the fact the pair of them had to share lines that lasted all of 5 seconds. But the sad thing is, this isn't the first time, and doesn't seem like it's gonna be the last. I mean, and so what, Vivi got like 3 seconds of screen time and even less lines. It just doesn't make sense to me. BBC knew from the start what their concept was. They knew they were gonna have 12 members in this group, and yet they still act like Gowon and Vivi don't exist. It just makes no sense to me. Their voices don't fit the song? Then why is it every Luna title track? BBC really can't make title tracks or even just songs where their voices can fit in? And this is every single comeback. It's not like the girls can't sing. They both had solo songs. They can both perform these entire songs live, whilst remaining clear and stable. And yet BBC can't even give them more than 5 seconds of lines in a song. They did not train for months to be treated like glorified backup dancers. And the annoying thing is other orbits try and justify this unfair treatment. Which is just like, what? Don't you want the best for these girls? Okay, I'm moving on before I get too heated and start rambling even more. ateez Yeosang. I already know I'm gonna get heated in this one, besties. As an atene who biases Yeosang, this topic is very personal to me. Much like Vivi and Gowon, Yeosang consistently gets the least amount of lines in a song. A lot of the time he says one line and that's it. Now this wouldn't be so bad if they treated him more like Woo Young. Woo Young most of the time also ends up with some of the least lines, but he gets the killing parts. He gets center time. They make up for his lack of lines with center time. They don't do this for Yeosang. And one of the worst parts is once again the fans. When atenees, mostly Yeosang biases like myself, point out this unfairness and better treatment, we get shut down by other atenees trying to justify it. The one I see the most is people saying Yeosang said he doesn't want many lines because he wasn't confident enough yet. Do you know when he said that? Debut. During Wave era, around 2 years ago now, Yeosang said he wanted more lines.
타이틀곡에서 뭔가 좀 더 비중이 있는 파트도 받고 싶고 에이티즈 팀으로서 자랑스럽게 더 활동할 수 있는 그런 제가 되는 게 제 목표.
It's been nearly 3 years since debut and people are still using that excuse to try and justify it. Like, why? You obviously don't care about him, so just don't say anything and focus on your bias, instead of trying to shut us up because we're ruining your timeline. Recently ateez released a collab summer song and some atenees were upset with the treatment of Yeosang and Jongho, and voiced these on Twitter. And so many atenees tried to guilt trip us into being quiet, saying that Yeosang didn't want lines, and that we were the reason the views weren't going up. And once again these supposed atenees just don't seem to care at all, so why try and shut us down when we just want better for members of the group you supposedly stan? Ugh, it really grinds my gears. Anyway, it better be Yeosang's era next comeback or I'll be rioting. Gidle Shuhua. It's definitely no secret Shuhua hardly gets any lines. It has gotten better over time, but I think a lot of us are still scarred over her only lines in Sonorita being whoa whoa. And once again came in people trying to make excuses. One I see a lot for Vivi and Shuhua is that they are not confident enough in Korean. Like what? Bestie, what? Think about what you just said for a minute, cause it makes no sense to me. These idols can hold conversations with their members. They can speak Korean off the top of their head, but they can't sing a couple of lines in Korean that they can practice a lot. I think the main theme of this video is me getting annoyed at fans, who obviously don't care about said member, trying to justify their lack of lines and screen time. I mean, sure, they might not be the strongest singer, but does that really justify less than 10 seconds of lines? I mean, at that point, why even add them to the group if you're not gonna treat them like an actual member? I'm glad to see Shua's starting to get more lines and screen time, because that stuff's so important to being a successful idol, and that's why us fans want fair treatment for all these members, so they can have the same opportunity as every other person in their group to shine and show off their potential. I'm sorry this video got kind of chaotic, but I tried to write down my thoughts on this topic as best as I could. Anyway, I'll see y'all next week for a hopefully more cheerful video. Bye.